Hello, hello. Hi, guys. This is Lydia, the lifestyle coach, and hello. Welcome to another live feed as we are ending eating disorders using nothing but your brain. And we are talking about all the food struggles. We are talking about binge eating and bulimia, and we are talking about overeating, and we are talking about food crazies, food obsession, body hate. Just that constant stream of thoughts about food all day long. We are talking about being in a place where you hate your body and you're always trying to change it and manipulate it. And when nothing is working with food, the constant yo-yo dieting, the up and down multiple times every single year, the I have been successful at so many other things in life, why can't I be successful at this? All of that, using nothing but your brain. And it has been so incredible to see this just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times with people coming to us. We specialize in women who have struggled for over 40 years with food. And it's amazing to see them in a handful of weeks, 4-6 weeks, be completely free from not only the behavior, where their cravings for that food is gone, the extreme hunger is gone, the compulsion to binge is gone, but also all of the mental energy that gets freed up when you're not thinking about food anymore. When you can think about food when it's time to eat and then not think about food anymore until you're hungry again, and you have these amazing hunger and fullness signals that feel like a superpower of like, wow, my body just tells me when I'm hungry and it tells me when I'm full, and I lose interest in food when I'm full. How cool is that? It's so cool. And so just celebrating with you guys today, and all of you who have chosen this path of freedom, and for all of you who are choosing this path of freedom, of like, you are here and you are looking for freedom and you're committed to that. And just like I was, like, I used to wonder, is this going to be the rest of my life? Like, am I going to lay on my deathbed and still be obsessing about food? And I was just so worried that this would just be forever. And now to just be completely free of it and to be on that path where you're committed to that, where you're committed to not living the rest of your life with letting food control you. It's such a beautiful thing. So I wanted to say, oh, hello. So fun to see all of you guys pop on. Feel free to say hello and ask questions and leave comments and hearts and likes or whatever you want to do. Hello. Welcome. So glad that you're here. All right, so we are going to talk about a really beautiful thing. I wanted to celebrate today with the incredible heart of the people in our community. Whether you guys are clients or grads or in all of our amazing communities, whether you're in our Facebook group or you're interacting on our page or you follow our Monday videos, whatever capacity you are here in, I just want to say welcome. And I want to say what a beautiful, beautiful thing it is to see who is in our community. Because here's what I know, is that there are so many people in our community with an incredible heart to help, with an amazing heart of serving and loving and caring so deeply about people. This is something that we hear over and over, is we have people come to us that have been struggling for a lifetime with food. And of course, them being free of that, them being able to not think about food anymore and forget about food and this not be their struggle anymore and to be able to focus on other things, that's such a beautiful thing. But what we find over and over is, although that's incredible for them as an individual or their family, them and theirs, that there's this incredible heart to help others. We have so many people coming to us that want to help other people. It's that deep empathy of knowing how difficult this struggle is. And these are the sorts of things that we hear over and over. I want to get free of this so that I can give other people hope. I want to get the help that I need to have my freedom so that I can show other people that it's possible, so that I can be an example to people around me. If I can figure this out, and if I can know finally how to end this, there are so many people in my world that need to know, just like I've been searching the answer. And if I found it, it would impact so many people's lives. There are so many people that say, you know what, like I told myself that if I ever found a way to get free of this, then I would just spend my life like telling other people that I finally found the answer. And that's exactly what we see. We have people that have literally searched for us, searched for the real solution to end this all the way, so they don't have this struggle anymore for 40, 50, sometimes 60 years. And when they find it and when they feel that hope and that knowing, how that spills over into how they impact other people's lives and how they share is just a really amazing thing. And I just wanted to say thank you guys. Like, I so appreciate your hearts. I so appreciate your love to help people. And I just wanted to celebrate some of the amazing ways that you guys are doing that. So we have coached a lot of doctors and psychologists. We have a lot of people with their PhDs in the psychology of eating disorders that have their own eating disorders, and they know their way isn't working. And so they come to us to really fix this all the way. And then once they do, like once we show them what actually works to end this and they get to experience that freedom, it has this incredible ripple effect. So for instance, we have a grad of our program. She was just graduating with her PhD and going into like the research side of eating disorders, and she struggled with her own journey with food. And so she came to us because she knew what results that we got, and she didn't want to go into her career as a psychologist, as in, you know, doing the research that she was doing on eating disorders without ever having figured out her own eating disorder. So she came to us, and it is just, she has such an incredible heart. Like, she graduated from our program and she knew what worked. Like, she knows what works to end eating disorders. She knows why eating disorders start and how they stop. And so the whole focus of her research changed, where she actually saw the principles that free you of this problem. And she went to really like gather even more research in a field that was helpful to people, instead of, you know, like she saw like, oh wow, like there's all this stuff that people are researching that have nothing to do with eating disorders, but they just like weirdly associated them. She's actually doing research in the world that is of such usefulness in the industry because she knows what the struggle is like and she knows how to end it and fix it. We've had so many wonderful doctors that have gone out. Oh, I want to celebrate one of the incredible health professionals in our community. She's a pediatrician and she helps kids. And the way that she interacts with the children that come into her office now is so totally different, because she has all these parents that are coming in with, you know, concern about their children's weight and, you know, maybe I should try to control their food, or maybe I should put them on a diet. And because she's been through her own journey and now she's free of her eating disorder, she knows what works and what doesn't work. So she is changing the path of all of these kids' lives because she knows that the number one cause of eating disorders is restrictive dieting. And a lot of times it's parents that put their kids on those restrictive diets that give their kids eating disorders because they're trying to, unquote, help their kids. But they don't know that that's the very opposite of what helps them. And so she's actually sharing good information. She's actually helping these parents be better parents and these kids not grow up with eating disorders, and to know how to interact with the teenagers that come into her office so that they have an amazing start in life. And she's preventing them from ever even getting an eating disorder because she knows how this works, because she has gotten freedom herself. She put her own oxygen mask on first. We have seen so many incredible psychologists, psychiatrists that change their approach with their patients once they're like, oh, like actually what I was telling them to do before was not helping, was making the problem worse. And now they know how to make it better. They know what actually works because they know what has worked for them. We have so many incredible parents that have totally shifted their approach to parenting and food because now they know how to get their kids off to an amazing start. We have women that come to us that think that, well, as long as my kids never see me binge or never see me purge, or as long as I keep this a secret from them and don't let them see it, then I'm protecting them from it. And then they get really confused when they see their teenage daughters doing the exact kind of behavior that they were doing in secret. And now they know why that is. Now they know that, wow, the very thing that I was trying to do, hide this from my kids, never let them see it. But then what they didn't know is what they were letting their kids see was what gave them an eating disorder. And now that they understand those principles, we have seen people be incredible examples to their kids and reverse their children's eating disorders because of their example. Like, that's how this impacts families in an incredible way. We have had, you guys, I take this as just the highest compliment, because it really shows our community and how much people know that what we do works, and just the integrity that, you know, we have as an organization. Like, I really just take this as the highest compliment. We have such a large proportion of our clients apply to work for us. Every single time that we have an opening, even when we don't have openings, I'm probably 3 times in the last week, we have had clients of our program just reach out and be like, hey, are there any opportunities for me to change my career so that I can work for you guys? I want to be part of this. I want to be part of this cause. I want to be part of the solution that finally freed me. And we have had incredible grads that we have hired and that have been part of our team. They've gone from coming to us with an eating disorder, us saving their lives so they don't have an eating disorder anymore, and then them being on our team and saving the lives of other people that are coming to them in the exact same position and wanting help and wanting hope and wanting a real solution. And they've been able to do that. Like, what a beautiful, beautiful thing. And there's just such an incredible heart of the people in our community of, I want to help. I want to help people. I want to do something real. This has been the most impactful thing. We hear this all the time. This has been the best decision I've ever made. The best decision I've ever made in my life. And we have people who have made amazing decisions in their lives, who have done really, really wonderful things in life. But we hear over and over, being part of this program was one of the best decisions that I've ever made, or the best decision I've ever made in my life. And so for them to be able to share that with other people is just such a phenomenal thing. And I think that's so wonderful to see somebody who has their own life saved and then paying it forward. Like, that's just a really, really cool thing. And then we just have this army of empowered and educated women that are out there in the world. They get to be an incredible example to their friends and their family and their communities and the people they work with. Man, we've seen teachers totally turn things around with their classrooms of students just because of who they are and their example. We have seen, man, so many people. We have a lot of health professionals. So we've had a lot of nurses that we've worked with that are now free of their struggle, and they get to pass that on, and they actually know what works with their patients. We have a lot of doctors that are now feeling in integrity because they would tell their patients, like, oh, well, what you need to do is you need to, lose weight. Like, that's going to be a thing. And, talk to us about these pills on the way out the door. Cause like that was whatever was plugged into their office to like make extra money. And we've had so many doctors come to us that just have said, like, I feel so out of integrity. Like, I'm telling my patients to go and lose weight and to move more and to go on this diet. And I'm standing there in front of them just visibly with my own food issues. Like, they can see that I'm obese. They can see that I struggle. Like, they're like, I just feel so out of integrity. And now they feel in integrity. They're like, oh, okay, here we go. We have seen phenomenal activism with the grads of our program that now know, with our like fat phobic society, with all of the prejudice against, people of different sizes. Like, we have seen them educate health professionals about this, and really advocate for themselves and others with how they were being treated in ways that actually they now know were perpetuating their eating disorder, and now they're educating the people around them. It's a phenomenal thing to see. And we have had so many clients and grads of our program want to help, having a heart to help, that we actually have a really fun, it's like a fun club of our grads called the Freedom Warriors. And it's this phenomenal community of grads of our program who are there to help. And it's really fun. Like, I get to go in there and we, do like special trainings, and I answer questions, and like, they want to know, how can I help? And so we are giving them ways to help. And it has been so, so fun. We have one of our top freedom warriors. She's just amazing. She has an incredible freedom story as well on our channel. A lot of our freedom warriors do. Like, that's one thing they do, is they want to share their story to give other people hope. But she's incredible. Like she has impacted so many lives. She has saved so many lives. Like she has shared her story on social media. She has given people hope that she doesn't even know. Like she can tell when somebody is struggling, and she just, gives them good resources that actually get them the help that they need. Like she has saved so many lives. It's so fun. And our freedom warriors, like they're just doing incredible things in the world. Like they're sharing this message. They're part of the cause. Like they're helping so many people. It's really a fun thing to see. So I just wanted to be like, hey, shout out to all of our freedom warriors. It's just been so fun to see the heart that people have to help. And so I just wanted to do a little live feed about gratitude in that. I love that. I love that. Like when I got free of my eating disorder, when I found out how to end this problem once and for all for myself, and then I started ending this problem for so many people that were coming to me for help with that, and it just got incredible momentum where we saved and are saving so many people's lives from this. But that was a big driving force for me of like, my own freedom is not enough. Like I can go and just live the rest of my life and feeling good and feeling free, but I would look around and see like how everyone is struggling. And if I had the answer to something, like if you had the cure for cancer, like would you keep it to yourself, or would you like try to help other people with cancer? Like I think it's a natural, wonderful human thing to want to help other people, but it's been amazing to see how that's really magnified as our community has gotten larger and stronger and more powerful, that they're such a force for good. You guys are such an incredible force for good. I just want to say thank you for all of you who share our videos, who share our posts, that let people know about our free masterclass, that send people to lifewithlydia.com and say, hey, there's a free masterclass there. You can have a free session, like, to get the foundation of freedom. Like, it has been really, really fun to see the way that you guys have shared. And so I'm here in gratitude, and especially this time of year. So if you're watching this live, it's the first day of December. So if you're not watching it live, then it's probably after that. But this time of year, people all around the world are making one of the worst decisions of next year. Possibly one of the worst decisions of their lives, which is, what diet am I going to go on in January? And because of that, it's going to make their eating a lot worse during the holiday season with this sort of upcoming restriction in January. And for a lot of people, it may be their last diet. It may be the diet that after their 45th failed diet and gaining it all back, they stop trying, they stop looking for a solution. It may be the last diet is in that dieting and restriction. People get into that. Either the yo-yoing is really bad for them, and it's the diet that gave them type 2 diabetes, or it's the diet that gave them an autoimmune disorder, or it's the diet that made their binge eating so much worse, or it's the diet that turned into bulimia, and then with the purging, then it stopped their heart. Like, it's, for so many people, as we approach this next year, the decision they're making right now is what diet to go on in January, and that could really be the last one. And so I'm really proud of all of you guys who are out there, armed with amazing information, with your own stories, of hope, with your heart to help other people, so that people can know that there's another way. The thing that has failed you 100 times is probably not the thing that's going to work 101. There is a reason that diets fail 98% of the time. And it's not because you're broken and there's something wrong with you and you have no willpower and you didn't do it the right way. It's because they are created for failure. It is a structure created for your failure. The $66 billion diet industry has not become a $66 billion industry by everyone doing it once. You can take a 40-year-old woman. She has already on average spent over $40,000 on dieting in her life. And if it's a struggle, if it's not just the yo-yo dieting, but it's a struggle with food, like binge eating, bulimia, like the food obsession, the food addiction, whatever you want to call it, like then it gets a lot more expensive and a lot worse. Most women who struggle with food are spending over $10,000 a year if it's more of like the eating disorder side of it, where you're binging a few times a week. $10,000 a year. For like people who are struggling with bulimia, like that's literally going down the toilet. The average American will have about $3 million pass through their lives in their entire lifetime. And eating disorders, a 40-year eating disorder, usually costs about $1 million over those 40 years. And it's the worst kind of spending because it's the kind that you don't acknowledge and you put blinders on and you think, oh, well, no, I'll just fix this tomorrow. It'll just be, one last order of takeout. It'll be one thing of delivery. Like, oh, well, I'll just do these supplements because I really need something right now. Well, these pills will just give me a little bit of relief. It's the here's and then there's that add up to over 40 years, about $1 million, a third of the wealth that goes through a woman's life in her lifetime. Like, that's why it's a $66 billion diet industry. Because it's just feeding us lies, like over and over and over, and people keep on coming back. And there will be a point for everyone where if they keep on doing what doesn't work, they'll give up hope. Let this be the year where we don't let anyone in our worlds give up hope by failing one more last time. That's going to be the end. Everyone is going to make their own choices, but let's at least let everyone know that there's another way. Let's at least let people know, like, actually, you don't need to diet anymore, and you can be healthier than you've ever been in your life, and you can have total peace with food. That's an answer. That's a way. What better way is there than to actually fix the problem instead of putting expensive Band-Aids on it over and over and over? And that's just the financial cost, like not being present in your life, passing this on to your kids, the low quality of life of zero energy and barely making it to the end of the day and never being able to enjoy a day of your life and self-loathing and shame every single day. Like, that's an even bigger cost. And so I just want to say thank you to all of our incredible freedom warriors, whether you're in our freedom warrior group or whether you're just somebody who has an incredible heart and cares about other people. And I want to give you guys some ways to do that, because I know that some of you really want to help. You want to help and you don't have a way to help. And so I'm going to give you some really clear things right now as we wrap up, so that you have ways to do that and to join us as our freedom warriors. And if you are a freedom warrior of ours, like if you're doing good in the world, if you're spreading this message, if you're letting people know that there's another way, like, pop into our Facebook group and let us know that you're a freedom warrior. Like, let us know that you are a part of this cause, and we want to unite with you in that and really celebrate you in that as well. So here are a few simple ways that you can help. If you know somebody that is struggling, let's start with this actually. If you are struggling, put your own oxygen mask on first. The most powerful force for good that you will have in your life is your own story and your own experience. And we tend to put other people before ourselves, but know you will help so many more people when you have your own story of freedom, when you can solidly declare that you don't have this problem anymore, that you don't struggle with food, and that you used to, and that there is hope, and that it can turn around, and for somebody to feel that realness from you, that is one of the most powerful things that you have. So if you are struggling, you can go to lifewithlydia.com/apply, and you can book a free breakthrough session, and we will get you the foundation of freedom. Guard that time. Put yourself first so that you can start helping other people. So number one is to put your own oxygen mask on first and help you so that you can have the power of your story. If you're on the side of freedom already, and if you're solidly on that path, then huge congratulations. And here's some ways that you can help others that you know are struggling. So you can send them to lifewithlydia.com. And one of the best ways for people to start is to have the foundation of our free masterclass. That is the 5 principles to end binge eating. And these same principles, whether it's binge eating or bulimia or overeating or anorexia or like whatever the struggle is, it really boils down to these 5 elements that we have discovered over the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that we have ended this problem for and shown how to be free. And we've put them all together in this free masterclass for you guys. And that's a really important foundation, because that is going to give you all of the important knowledge that you need to be able to take the next steps to fix this problem for you. But you want to start with that. So if you go to lifewithlydia.com, then you can get the free masterclass there. There's like a little button there on that page. You get the free masterclass, and then there's also a button on that page that you can sign up for a free breakthrough session. So what you can do is we book very quickly for breakthrough sessions. So go and book a breakthrough session right away. And then while you are waiting for your breakthrough session, and that's going to be a one-on-one session where we're going to get you the foundation of freedom. And that's a really incredible experience. It's some of the best time you will have ever spent on fixing this problem. While you're waiting for your session, then go and watch the masterclass. And that's a really great way to set yourself up for success and to get the most out of the session, so that you can snag a spot before they're gone or you have to be on a waiting list. If you see one there, snag it right away. And then what you can do is watch the masterclass while you're waiting for that. So if you can have anyone in your world that is struggling, this is a free service and they can be a part of it as well. So if you have a family member that you're seeing struggling during the holidays, if you have a friend that has you've seen yo-yo up and down and they're always complaining about how, diet is not working for them, you can send them that masterclass. If you have somebody that is in your world that you feel is struggling and you're not sure if they're ready to get help or if they're not open to it, one thing that you can do is share in a more casual way and share resources. And there's so many amazing resources where somebody can just sort of get a feel for what we do and the results that we get and some good principles. And you can just frame it as, a really cool channel that you found on YouTube, right? And it might even just be something like, I just absolutely love the Life with Lydia channel. There's just so much great stuff about health and food, and it's been one of the most helpful resources for me to understand what actually works when it comes to long-term health and eating well. And it's just been awesome. And you can just be excited about it and talk about it. And then what happens is that people ask you and they get curious. And they're like, hey, what is that channel? Or how do I get there? Or that's awesome. That's what I've been looking for. Or oh, what a relief. Dieting has just not been working for me. Or I just keep on, gaining weight. I'm not even sure why. I wonder if that would be a good resource. And then we make it super simple. You just go to lydiavideo.com. So LYDIA video.com. And that'll take someone to the YouTube channel. It's just a real easy thing to remember. And that's another resource that you can send people. So anyone that you know that's struggling, you can send them there. Or the thing is that with eating disorders, they're a lot of times so in secret and so much in shame and so much in private while no one else is looking. We have so many people that it's either people can visually see somebody struggling because it's resulted in weight gain or obesity. And then a lot of times we have people that look healthy, and I'll put that in quotes, they are slim and they are muscular, or they even have this identity of I'm a fitness professional. And it's this feeling of hypocrisy and out of integrity, because people ask them oh my gosh, how do you stay so healthy, or how do you stay so slim? And it's just this feeling inside of if you only knew, because they're really struggling. So you don't always know who's struggling. Some of the healthiest seeming people are the ones who are struggling the most. So another way that I wanted to give you guys to share is to just make a post on social media, because people can see that and they can see a resource in a more anonymous way, and they'll see that it resonates with them. But you don't know that they're struggling, but they just happen to see your post. And if we flood social media with just good information and people being able to see the truth, that there is a way out, that there's another way, that there's a way that they can be successful after failing for so long and actually fix this problem, then you can save lives. It's if somebody posts the suicide hotline. It's like you don't know who's going to see that at just the right moment. And you don't know whose life you're going to save, but you're still going to put good things out there in the world because it's going to help people. And some of the most beautiful, heart-centered help that you can give is when you don't even know who it's helping, where those people, just because you decided to share, then that has changed their lives. Oh man, we had this incredible woman come to us that said, I have a friend that I didn't even, like, I'm not really in contact with. Like, they went to school, it was college or high school, I can't exactly remember which, but like it was like earlier in life. And she was like, middle-aged now, and so is this friend. And she said, and we're not even in contact, but she just posted a video of yours, and I saw it, and it was the exact answer that I needed. And now she has her freedom. Like, it's that sort of sharing that just makes all of the difference. And we just hear stories like that all the time. So what you can do is you can go to lydiavideo.com and just pick a video. There are hundreds on there. Don't get all perfectionist about it and feel like it has to be the right one. You can always post more than one, and you can post one later. Find one that you feel resonates, right? It might be a freedom story where we have these incredible grads of our program sharing their stories and giving people hope. Like, that can be a wonderful thing to share. Or it might be one of like our shorter, more fun videos. And that can be a fun one because a lot of times those get more, watches because they're shorter and they're fun and they sort of like are edited all clippy and, so you can just choose whatever resonates with you and just post it. You just go to the video, you just click on it, and there should be like a little share button, or you can just snag the link. Like when you click on the video, the link at the top is the one that you can share. So super, super simple. And then you just post it somewhere on social media, right? Like you post it on Facebook or you post it on Instagram. And you're just like, this video is hilarious. I think we all need to see this during the holiday season. Or I love what this organization is doing, ending eating disorders. Like, so cool to see people doing good things in the world, right? And you can make it about you if you want to share your story or not. There's no right or wrong here. So if you have struggled or struggle with food, you can be like, with all of my, food struggles and looking for good resources, like this is one of the best that I've found, and I just wanted to share it for whoever else it may help, right? Or you can just make it totally not about you, and nobody needs to know that you struggle or that you struggled, because your story is yours to share or not share. That's totally up to you. So you can also just pop on social media and be like, hey, this organization's doing really cool things in the world. Or it's like, supporting female entrepreneurs and the cool things that they're doing. Or like, it's really amazing to see the ways that women are being empowered and getting their lives back. And it's cool to see people doing great stuff like this, where that doesn't talk anything about your journey with food. It just shares with the people who need the resources that they may never see and never find if it weren't for you. Because we're not a $66 billion diet industry, right? It's like we don't have that sort of big corporate machine model where, it's just blasted everywhere and people can't help but see it. Like, that's a huge thing that people ask us. They're like, why isn't this out there more? Like, there's an answer to this. Like, I always thought there wasn't an answer to eating disorders, and this is it. Now I'm free. Like, why don't I just see this everywhere? Because it's like we get out the message as much as we can, but we don't have the same resources that the diet industry does. But what we do have is good people. What we do have is people with amazing hearts that are willing and able and enthusiastic about sharing. And you'll make more of an impact with the people who are close to you. They're like, oh yeah, I know that person. That's interesting that she posted that. Like, maybe I'll watch that right now. Then an ad, that you see on a billboard and then on magazines and then over and over and over, right? And it just like floods your psyche. Like, it's the personal human connection that makes the most impact anyway. And so with that ground roots movement, I wanted to give you guys, for all of you who have an incredible heart to help, some ways to do that. And again, a big thank you and a shout out to our incredible freedom warriors who are doing so many incredible things in the world. And thank you to all of our grads who just have hearts to share and are willing and excited about helping people in the world and sharing the freedom that they've gained. And it's a really beautiful thing. So I just want to say congratulations, you guys. And again, you can go to lifewithlydia.com/apply to book a free breakthrough session. Again, that's lifewithlydia.com/apply. So fun to see you guys here today. And we will see you soon. This is Lydia, the Lifestyle Coach, signing off. Bye, guys. Mwah.